Hello and welcome to another edition of Vermillion Reasons in Indiana podcast. I'm James Jr., your host and producer, and we are spotlighting this great county, Vermillion County, here in Indiana. And I love it because I've been there. I've been there several times, and I have a special coming up talking about my trips to that part of the world. Because as some of you may or may not know, I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, California. I love the power of technology. And so we're talking to folks who are doing things in the county. And this is a person who, I mean, she's the director of community engagement. And you can see on there for the Western
Mhm.
Indiana Community Foundation. So we're going to find out what she does, what the foundation does, and get to know all that together. I'm so glad she is joining me this morning, Miss Kim Eaton. Hello, Miss Kim.
Yes. Thank you, James. I'm glad to be here and to share information about the Community Foundation and how we um, work with people in Vermillion County. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
happy to
great
be.
it's a great county. It's a great county. I like it. I've been there several times. People are like, "How'd you get there?" It took a plane, it took a train, it took an automobile, but I got there. I got there, and
Yes.
I enjoy myself. It's so nice and quiet there too. I love it. All this lots of room. I love it. So
Yes.
first of all, okay, what does the Western Indiana Community Foundation do?
We are a nonprofit organization and we are focused on um, donor collaboration. People give to the Community Foundation. Charitable dollars stay in the community. So you give local, it remains local. It goes to grants to organizations in Vermillion County and or to scholarships to students from Vermillion County that are continuing their education. So we're in the market to meet donors' charitable needs, and then on the other side to meet um, the organization and community needs when it comes to grants and scholarships.
Yeah, I like that.
That's the nutshell. So
How long have you guys been around? How long have you been around?
we have been around since 1989. Um,
That's good.
yes, so we've been around for a while. I've actually been with the foundation for a little over 21 years.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, so
Congratulations.
it's
Okay.
yeah,
That's good.
it's I've been here a while. I wasn't an original person when they first incorporated. So
Oh, you're too young for that, girl. Now, of course you were
yeah,
89. I was getting out of high school back then. I was like, we were young
yeah.
back then. Yes.
So yeah, it's been a good ride. So and I like how my positions evolved. I was um started out just as an administrative assistant, bookkeeper, working with a volunteer executive director, and the position has just evolved over time over the last 20 years. Originally, the Western Indiana Community Foundation was just our service area was just Fountain County, Indiana, and then in 2016, Vermillion County, Indiana joined us and affiliated with us. So now we cover two counties, and with that comes additional responsibilities. And, you know, when it came to finance and grants and scholarships, which is what had my hands in when the foundation was smaller, it was okay. But when your endowment funds grow and your scholarships, you know, the different funds grow, it gets to be too much for one person to handle. So about 2.5 years ago or so, we decided we needed to split off the duties. And you know, I was fraught with decisions. You know, I like the finance side and I also like the community engagement sides, but um, I was in the thick of things. I understood all the policies and procedures that we do and the regulations we have to follow, and I really like working with students and talking to organizations that are trying to improve the community. And so I went with the community engagement route, and we hired a new director of finance. So
Well, I'll be talking to
that's how
you.
I got
I'll
where
be
I'm
talking.
at.
I'll be talking to them folks later in the series. I'm talking
Okay.
to everybody.
Yeah.
We're talking
So
to everybody. So yeah. But I want to ask you,
that's right.
How did you get to, how did you get started? How did they become, how did they come into your orbit, this organization?
How did the organization? Um, I was I had just had I just had my second child, and I was at the time was commuting a little over an hour to Indianapolis to
Wow.
a office job downtown Indianapolis. And my yeah, it was just too much with two kids, and I was looking for something closer, and that's what got me started. Is I just needed something closer to home, because I didn't want to live in the big city, and I like living in the more rural areas, the more quiet, slow paced, and I wanted that for my kids. So I went to just started job searching, and a position was available at the community foundation, and that's how I got tucked in, and had interviews, and it was a good fit. So
So apparently, right? Apparently, right. Well, I would say so. Back, we're talking
yeah.
21 years ago. So we're talking 2000s, early 2000s.
Yes.
So folks who are young, I mean, I know this. So did you have to look at a newspaper, or did you have to go? Or would I mean, I'm trying to figure out how did you find how did you find this job?
It was definitely old school, but yes, it was the newspaper. That's where I found it. Was the local weekly newspaper. That's it wasn't even a daily newspaper, it's a weekly newspaper, and it's still weekly to this day. But yeah, it was had job postings, and the internet
Right.
was just getting started. Monster, Indeed,
Yes.
LinkedIn, none of that really existed back
No.
then. And yes, it was a newspaper ad that pulled me in.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. No, I'm seriously, I was talking to some younger folks today. I told my grandkids, like, you guys have no idea. Looked at back of magazines, looked back of newspaper, they had job, sometimes they had classifieds that would come up by
Yeah.
themselves. Yeah, that's how we
Hmm.
got jobs. Or word of mouth, or word of mouth.
That's
Either word of mouth.
that's right.
Right. That's how we got jobs. There was no internet to look at yet. It was just starting out. It was like just starting to get there. That's funny. Because nonprofit work or for profit, it's a whole different world. A community foundation is a whole different world, isn't it?
It is. And I came from a for-profit, office job, and and I really, the corporate world can be cold,
Yeah.
and hard, and very cut and dry, and uh, and so I really found that to be, you get to see the good, on this side. You get to see people who want to give, um, and help their local community. And then when our boards decide that they want to award a grant to an organization, you can see how grant money can help, an organization fulfill a community need and make the community improve, for the better for everybody. And yeah, it is, that's one of the things that really keeps me here, is that um, I get to see people get, help, and organizations and collaborations, and our mission, the community foundation's overall mission, is helping people improve their community. And it's very, it's just, yeah, it touches your heart that you can see improvements help people in the community and
I am.
make it a better community.
Well, Kim, I've always believed. I believe in the village mentality. I live in a big city, but I always believe in the village, where it's like the village takes care of itself. It's an
Yeah.
old school tradition. My parents came from small islands and things like. It's all you take care of each other, and that's the whole point. I always say you start local, right? That's the whole point, and you grow out of that. And that's why I like what you guys do, because you're seeing instantly what grant you give a business or a student, you're seeing what it does immediately, right? And how
Yeah.
it helps them, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I love that. I love that. Is there a
It is.
recent oh, I don't have to give people's business, but is there just a recent project or a grant you gave out that just personally for you, like I enjoyed that they got this? You think of?
Um, well, there's a couple there's local, real local things like, we will help a city park. We've helped, like Sportland Park in Clinton.
Okay.
There was a group of individuals who wanted to improve the basketball court and the amenities and things there. And we worked with them. They did fundraising. We partnered with them. We didn't cover all the expenses, and that's something that we like to do is collaborations. And over the course of time, they got infrastructure updated. They got a new basketball court,
Yeah.
and then in the process, the city, worked with us to get some new playground equipment. And now we're, it's evolved. The original organization, those individuals have kind of grown out of it, but now there's a new group of individuals with the baseball, the little league baseball there, and so we're working with them to make their dugouts safe and more sturdy for years to come.
Yeah.
So it's good. There's that, more specific things, but then we work on bigger initiatives. Like right now, we're in the middle. We just started an initiative where we received $3 million from the Lilly Endowment, which the Lilly Endowment is a big organization based out of Indianapolis. Is one of the top 10 sizable endowments in the country. And they had a statewide initiative, and we were able to win a competitive grant where we're partnering. It's actually considered 3 counties as a region: Vermillion County, Fountain County, and Warren County here in Western Indiana, for a Blue Way initiative. And that initiative is to bring more awareness, more accessibility to the Wabash River. It is the Wabash River in Indiana. It's the state river. It has a lot of value, and in this area, it's underutilized. There's a lot of things happening in Lafayette, the urban areas. There's a lot of things happening in Terre Haute, and we're stuck between those two. And we think that there's great potential in the rural areas and what we can offer and what our small communities can offer. And we want to make that known to more people so they can enjoy what Vermillion County and Western Indiana can offer, to the state of Indiana, our neighbors in Illinois, and just anybody who's passing through. So
Yeah. It's called the Blue Way Initiative.
yeah, the Wabash River Blue Way Initiative is what it's called.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I love. See, I love that. See, you're speaking my language. I'm a huge Parks and Rec person. I have my own garden
Yes.
here in LA. I'm a big gardener. But I mean, and seriously, kids need a place to play that's safe, that's
Yes.
secure, and then meaning equipment and being the space and the ground and everything is secure, so they can play.
Yes.
And and that's I love that. City parks are don't sleep, folks. Don't sleep on them. They are important. They are, and people like to go and relax or have like get-togethers. I love hearing that. I think it's just such a
Yeah.
wonderful thing to hear that.
Yeah, and it's not, and we're talking about access sites to the Wabash River, but we're also talking about tributaries that's going on to the river that are nearby. It includes a cultural aspect where we have some murals being painted
Oh wow!
near the river, and those access sites we're going to be using apps that don't necessarily that you download beforehand. You don't necessarily have to have internet coverage because it can get spotty in the
I
rural
found that out. I
areas.
was
And
there. I
so,
did find that out. Yes.
yeah, and so we're going to have like stories about the community and about famous people that may be from the area, local lore, some hidden facts, some gems. If you get out at the river at this point, this is up the street. You get out at Clinton, they have the Little Italy Festival in the fall. You're going to be passing Newport. The Newport has a Newport Hill climb, also in the fall. So it's it's not just floating on the river. With the Blue Way initiative, it's about the arts and culture and what the small towns can offer people passing through and the stories behind it. So we're excited about getting all that lifted up off the ground and
Yeah.
getting it going.
I've been to Little Indian Festival last year, my first time I've been. So I had to get it. Yeah, it was packed. They were eating and drinking, had a good old time. It was a good time. So this Wabash River, because I don't know it well enough. Can you fish there?
Mhm.
Is there fishing there too, or no? Is it just mostly a waterway?
It's a waterway. Locals fish on it.
Okay.
Yes, I wouldn't. It's not like commercial fishing, and it's not a big tourist site. It does have um a reputation in the past of not being the cleanest river, but the state of Indiana has worked hard over the last couple decades to clean it up and make it yeah, so you can eat the fish out of the river.
That's good to
And
know. That's good to
yeah,
know. Yes.
yeah. There, you still have to have your DNR licenses to fish and things like that, but it is a lot safer, water quality wise now. Um, and it's just there isn't as many access points in this part of
Okay.
this section. And so there's not that much it's mainly just the regulars that probably go out on the river
Okay.
and use it, which is good. And we would want to lean into um, their their stories and their um, recommendations, but we also want people to see it and to experience it and respect it also. But we feel that it's safe. You can, as long as it's not flooding and things like
Yeah.
that, it is safe to take a kayak out on or a canoe
Oh,
out
okay.
on. And that's mainly, we're mainly focused on the paddle sports. Yes, you can take a john boat or a pontoon or something like that out on the river, but it's mainly the paddle sports because we feel like those are more accessible to people. And we're looking at working with a company where we can have like kayak lockers that would have
Oh.
life jacket, kayak, paddle,
Mhm.
that they could rent for a couple hours at a time and be able to go from one point to another point.
Yeah.
And we're working on logistics of that. But yeah, we're excited about having something available for people who may not have the equipment that may want to try first before they buy their own equipment.
Yeah.
And so that's something we're working definitely working towards getting installed. So
I like that. I live near the Pacific Ocean. So literally the beach is like over there.
yeah.
But we have marinas, and so we have some of that stuff, and that's why I love those ideas. So people can rent and try it out, see if they like it, and make it either rent to own or go get somewhere else, or how do you want to do it. I'm a big
Yeah.
boater. I like boating. I like boating. I do. Whether it's small boats, larger boats. I like to be on water. Total water baby. So I love that. So if people want to know more about this initiative, though, where do they go to find out more about it? If they're like, "Oh, this sounds interesting. What can I do?" Where can they go more about
Well, it's like I said, it's in its infancy,
it? Okay.
but we are right now in the next, I would say in the next couple of months, we will have a website set up called wabashriverblueway.org. And it will have all the information for that. We do have the master plan currently on the Community Foundation's website. Western Indiana, it's Western Indiana Community Foundation. It's abbreviated WICF and then -inc.org. And we do have our master plan, the overall Blue Way plan on our website that you can view right now until we do get our Blue Way website up and running. But it is in progress and it's coming soon. And we'll have links available on our website to that website too once we have it live.
Very good.
Live and
Very good.
running.
So Kim, so what is a typical day like for you? Because I have no idea. Like what like you I mean, I'm sure maybe your days are probably all different every day, but like, what on average, what is your day like? Are you doing this
Well,
morning? You're doing this. That's something different.
yeah, we're doing this. It changes. It is, and that's one reason I've been here for a while is I like the variety. It I'll be doing meetings. Here's a Zoom call. We may go to may be invited to a group meeting, like I'm meeting with Vermillion Trails Alliance this afternoon after this. I may go to a city meeting. I may go to a commissioner meeting. We don't go to them all. It's here and there. I do a lot of stuff on the backside where I work with if somebody has questions, if they can apply for a grant. I will answer those questions, but everything, of course, is online. We have software, but I have to make sure that software works correctly.
Yes.
So I'm loading information into the software and working with that. That's on the grant side, which runs, pretty much year round. We have cycles. And then I do a lot with scholarships. We constantly have something going on with scholarships. Again, that's loading the system during the school year. I mean, we have a scholarship application that's open right now for, again, the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship, which is paid for by the Lilly Endowment, but we administer it. And it's a full tuition scholarship to any school, public or private, for a 4-year degree to any school in Indiana.
Okay.
And it's a highly competitive one because there's only one available for Vermillion County. So we had that open, but we also have kids that were just awarded scholarships last spring. They're getting ready to go off to college this fall, and so they are requesting their payments. So there's a lot going on that aspect. On the back end, we also have board meetings. Like I said, we cover Fountain and Vermillion County, so each county has their own boards of directors that are just local people, because again, it's local dollars. We want it to be spent local by and it's the use of it is determined by local people. So we gather the information for the grants. The grantees apply through an application. I prepare that and present that to the board of directors for them to discuss and make decisions on whether they feel that grant should receive grant funding from us or not, or what their decision is. So
that's really cool. I like what you guys do. I appreciate what you guys do, especially. But lastly, thanks for your time. But lastly, I want to ask you, if someone wants to go into something like this, or even seriously wants to help out, wants to come to work for the foundation, or just any kind of community foundation work, what piece of advice would you give them?
Piece of advice would be follow your heart, and be passionate. And here it's about helping, and it's about being respectful and helping, collaborating. I like those words.
I do too.
It's not only, we want to keep projects moving forward. It's about working with people who are passionate about their communities, whether it's about getting a new playground built or a new pool built, or having new pickleball courts installed, or whether it's getting a new boat ramp in their community, or a boat dock or something like that, or keeping a women's shelter open or a youth center open, or even providing books for kindergartners, their first book in school. It's about making the community better, and collaborating with those people and being passionate about it and working with those passionate people. I can't do it all, but it's always good to have, that's what it's about. It's about, we work with volunteers, and those volunteers have so much passion for what they want to achieve. And it's about listening and getting that story across to the board members, and helping them fill out the grant applications, and yeah, I would just say listen to your heart, be nice, be respectful, and realize that the people coming to you are people who really want to make a difference in the community. So it's
Yeah, no,
it's great.
I wholeheartedly stand by all that. I just think that is what Kim is saying is there's nothing too small. If it's part of the community,
Yeah.
it's part of the community. So it go you
Yes.
go from books to helping, like I said, a little thing like that which can shape a child's life to a women's shelter or a hospital or a park or I mean, like it's all part of the community. So
Yes.
I stand by that completely. I think that's such a great thing, and and I was always taught, when I moved to a new city, I've lived several places over my life, and I was always taught to get involved in your community wherever you live. Just get involved, however you can, whether it's volunteering or me doing this. I get to do this and share it with everybody in the world.
Yeah.
But it's all about getting involved because you live there. It's like it's you live
Yeah.
here, you should give back. Like they're giving you, you give back, and I think I
Yeah.
think that's wonderful, and what you guys are
And it's
doing.
Yeah, and it's not always about money. I mean,
No,
yes, donations to local groups is good, but sometimes they just need somebody, school may need somebody to be a crosswalk attendant, or somebody may just need you never know, somebody like a read to students or to help students with math after school, or you never know. There's always volunteer opportunities, organize somebody to pick up trash along the road or along a trail, or cut back brush along a trail that's in the woods that's overgrown. Keep things looking nice. If you see something, do something. It's not just um about nefarious work. It's also good work. It's if you see something needs improved, see what you can do to improve it. So
if you're a person like I'm a professional organizer also by trade. I've given away free sessions for people because it's just if you have a certain skill, folks. If you're a handyman and you have a certain skill, like you said, you see a door needs to be fixed to something, maybe you can fix it. That's your like here you go. Again, nothing too small. There's nothing too small. Nothing at all.
yeah.
Nothing too small. I like that. Thank you, Miss Kim Eaton, for being on the show for a million reasons. And thank you
Yes.
for all that you do. She is the director of community engagement, and she is engaging the community, folks. She is. Don't sleep on her. She's doing it. I will
That's
put in the
right.
link
You need them
below,
all.
everybody, where to follow them and what they're doing. And if you want to just join in or anything, you want to help them with stuff. And I'll put the thing down for the Blue Way Initiative too for Wabash River. I'm all about water. All about water. We're going to
Okay.
that to promote that also. And I'll be talking to more people from the organization as we move along in this series. So you'll get to know kind of what everybody's doing, because it's all about you guys, you out there. And I'm James I Jr. And I just want to thank you. Also follow JLJ Media everywhere you find it on social media platforms. And a Vermillion Reasons we already have it on every single streaming service platform from iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google. No, there's no Google anymore. Sorry, Apple, a few other things. It's everywhere. We have some really great past episodes because, as some of you know, we were working with them before, and we have a whole great stuff on there too. It's very good stuff on here. We have some great stuff coming up too. Everybody, take care of yourselves. We're here on Wednesday, so we'll see you next Wednesday with a new episode. Talk to you next time.
Thank you.